Ahoy there, and welcome to the Captain's Horror Meltdown with John. John, your Captain John. Cammie is not with us today. I say us, but we do have friend of the podcast, Mitch. How are you feeling, Mitch?
Slightly trepidatious. Is that a word?
It's a big word.
Is it a word?
Well, it's far too big for this podcast.
Okay, I'm shitting my bricks.
That's better.
Okay. No, I'm happy to be here. It's a pleasure.
Yep, so myself and Mitch have was this a little side mission, and we were going to try and do it last week, but my schedule fucked everything up. But I went to see this film today, and I thought, you know what? It would be nice to get a little mission out there. And I asked the captain's permission to bring someone else on board, and I think he was happy, but it was late at night, so he could have just been drunk. We can't really tell. Probably drunk. And so yes, we have Mitch, otherwise known as Duke, or my favourite, The Key.
Yeah, I seem to have accumulated many names over the years, none of them due to debt avoidance, I might add. It's all just legendary shenanigans, I think, really.
So it's debt avoidance, perfect.
Yeah.
And letting that cat out of the bag. Yeah, so we are here on a wee side mission, and we're on a boat as well. We're not really a boat. It's we are on an aircraft. Do you know about aircrafts, Mitch?
I know a little bit about them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought it'd be. I find aquatic beasties that snap you, otherwise alligators, quite synonymous with an aircraft. Think of a baking tin with a big fan on the back, and you'll get you get the picture.
Yes.
You get the picture. So that's what we're on today, and I hope you're glad with it. I tell you what, I've driven one.
Have you? And lived to tell the tale as well.
Yeah.
What about the other passengers?
All day.
But
you know, it's the story that counts, and so it's all good. So, Mitch, what does your day look like?
My day has been it was my dad's 80th birthday, and there's nothing quite like your dad turning 80 to make you feel old. So I made myself feel better by beating him at 10-pin bowling. But
narrowly being
sure. That was told in confidence earlier. I narrowly trounced an 80-year-old at 10-pin bowling. Yeah.
By 10 pins?
By 11.
Oh, it's gone up since last time I talked to you.
Sure.
So anyway, we are here to talk about recent movie Crawl, which I guess I usually like to try and get these side missions out really quite quickly, so you can go and see them. But I would say you've probably got a week at best to go and see this, because it's already down to, after a week, 2 showings a day. So you've probably got a week to check this shit out. But Mitch, you were the first to see it among us. So what was your vibe in it?
I've been looking forward to seeing it, actually, and I think one of the modern sort of gents of our age who grew up with the kind of typical 3-month release lag between the States and here, we've got used now to Marvel a week before, and if not that kind of thing. So it'd been out in the States for I think 3 months. Yeah, it had, or at least 2. It's been out for a while. So I've been looking forward to it, because I do like my, things like alligator, piranha, all that kind of stuff. So, plucky, attractive lady pitted against man-eating animal in confined space, I was there, and I happened to be free and didn't want to see Angel Has Fallen, so
fair. Did you really not want to see it? Or?
I quite liked Olympus. I fucking hated London Has Fallen. I just I couldn't abide it.
No one's a big fan of London.
Northern bias.
No, it's just just general sense. And
it would really had to. I would have just had to not have been available throughout to not see this movie. Just right up my street, and I don't want to get too far ahead, but I was not disappointed.
Yeah, I think basically we're pretty much spoiler free in this and the old side missions. Are you a general fan of a creature feature?
Very much, yes.
Isn't everyone? Let's be honest.
Well, everyone that I would want to socialise with.
Totally.
I mean, I hate to discriminate, but if you're not interested in this, then I'm not interested in you. So
directed by Alexandre Aja.
I don't know.
And obviously he did. He did 3D.
He did. Yes.
Now that's a quality creature feature.
It was. As a lover of Joe Dante's original Piranha, I was a little more trepidation. A lot of trepidation going on, because it was obviously a reboot. Excuse me. But I thought he did a cracking job with that.
I thought that was an absolutely terrific film. Yeah. It had everything you want from that kind of film. Completely trashy as fuck. Kelly Brook, every film needs that.
And with bonus Gianna Michaels, whoever she is.
Oh, she's a porn star.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, don't pretend. Don't pretend.
I got away with it for 2 seconds.
She's like an elder porn star.
Elder? Is that beyond MILF? Is that like, she's leveled up?
She's been. I think she's been in the game for a while. Look, I'm not going to go into it.
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's got some props as well. What else has he done?
I don't know. Do you do research for these shows, John?
Generally not.
Okay.
No. What we tend to do is bring up Wikipedia on an ad hoc basis.
By ad hoc, every couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what was going on. What I do know, I remember from some research, is it cost about. It's already made, I think, something like 5 times its budget.
This crawl we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that.
I'm not a financial expert, but that sounds like a healthy return to me.
Yeah, totally. They've absolutely knocked it out of the park. But yeah, I mean, it obviously harks back to kind of old schooly creature features, and this is an alligator as well, not a crocodile, which I thought was a crocodile.
Did you?
So so I was like, oh, it's an alligator. Fair enough.
Were you disappointed?
Not really, because they're both like long and green and quite snappy.
I mean, the end result, if you get caught by one, is probably going to be the same, isn't it? Really?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got all your classic crocodile films. Placid Lake.
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee 2.
Croc? Is there a croc? No, I don't know.
Crocodile Dundee 3.
East 5-0.
All the classics. Yes. I mean, basically, they are relegated mostly to outrageous B movies. There's lots of massive, giant crocodile films out there. If you want to check them out, they've been on the Sci-Fi Channel, but you can now wildly buy in DVD, but never Blu-ray. Otherwise, you'll see how bad the effects are. So yeah, I mean, your general take on this film. Give us a shot of it without giving anything away.
It does what it says on the tin, and I mean that with the utmost respect, because so often something like this is advertised as a lean, mean, 90-minute kind of this kind of thing, and what you get is a load of old nonsense where they go off on tangents and they try and overcomplicate things and reinvent the wheel, and it is like, it just gets on with it. It's familiar enough that it's like, you can just enjoy it, but it's also like, if you let yourself go with it, it's got enough jumps and surprises and all that kind of
It really does. It really does. It's a very jumpy film.
Oh, it was a few jumps. Did you... I mean, I don't think this is as much of a spoiler, but the screening I saw, there was more of a sort of screamy reaction to the spiders than there were to the alligator.
Oh, that was horrendous. Fuck it. I was there, I was like...
That is not something you want to watch in 4DX.
No, I mean, if alligators aren't bad enough, spider's nest. Fuck me.
And yeah.
And so you think, when's the spider's nest coming? Oh, you'll find.
You'll see.
You won't see it coming, but you'll see it.
So So it didn't try it. I mean, there's that kind of, you could say, it's formula. It's like, well, it works. The formula works. You get give us a protagonist who's got a bit of daddy issues, there's stuff going on, and she's plucky and but not superhuman, but it's all there, and put them in a perilous situation, and take us on a cracking, like, uncomfortable 90-minute journey where
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'll talk you through the story quite briefly. So it's basically a lassie, and her dad is not picking up the phone. She goes into a storm situation to figure out where he is. She finds him. He's not in good shape. And that's generally the gist of the story. It's like, sort of like, where's Dad? I have no idea. I'll go and have a look. Oh, there he is. He's all right, kind of-ish, not really. But and that's it. That's your entire setup. But I tell you what, man, it's so effectively paced, and so effectively, I mean, the scares are in your face. I've got to be honest. That's one of the most recent films I've sat in my seat in the cinema, just going, "Oh my god!" And it just keeps on coming. The thing, this bastard's jumping out the way. Anyway, it's I think I never, with horror films at this point, I can always kind of relax in, but I just could not relax in this film. It was like constant, what horror is going to happen next? It's all just fucking disgusting. I don't like it.
Yeah, once the shit hits the fan, it's relentless. I mean, I don't mean in sort of Michael Bay fucking the frame type relentless, but the kind of ratcheting up of tension. Like, it's smart enough to give you small obstacles that the protagonist has to overcome, and lets you know how risky that is. But then there's the surprise things as well, and it doesn't overcomplicate things at all.
So it's like the majority of it takes place in essentially a basement.
I'm guessing crawl space, is that kind of maybe where the title? I don't know.
I think that is. I don't think we generally have crawl space here in the UK, but in America they kind of do, and it's a fucking horrible looking place. Before you get near to any alligators and almost drowning, it's like, there's lots of dead things down there. It's like, to be fair, like she crawls past a cage with a dead thing in it, and goes, "Oh, Dad," and I would say exactly the same thing. "Dad, what the fuck is this doing here? I just don't need this here in my life. Why is there a dead thing sitting here? Just get it out of the town." Horrible. Anyway, but it's interesting. I mean, I would say probably 80% of it happens inside that basement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Once we get to the house, like with Dad, it's within 5 minutes she's down in the crawl space, and we're there for the rest of the movie. Well, we've had an entire lifetime of having to figure out American ways through the movies, it's only fair that we figure this one out whilst an alligator's trying to eat our plucky heroine.
Who is great in this film?
She's cracking. I believe she's on Skins.
I'm going to try and find her name whilst you chat.
Kaya Scolario, I think. Something
She's
like
got an insane name that there's no way I can pronounce. Yeah, Kaya, excellent. What was your second?
Scolario?
Oh, wow, that's quite good. I'll go with that.
Okay.
I'll totally go with that.
Apologies to Miss Scolario if she's listening. We've mispronounced it.
Unlikely, but
you never know.
But as her dad, Barry Pepper, a much easier name to pronounce.
Good old Barry Pepper,
and he's also excellent in it. I've never heard of him before.
What? He was in Saving Private Ryan. He was the sniper.
Oh, was he?
He was the sniper in Saving Private Ryan.
What, the Nazi sniper?
No, the Catholic sniper who sort of goes through his rosary as he's like shooting Nazis through the head from the bell tower in the end sequence.
And why? Yeah. Why are you here for a reason?
Well, he's also, which is probably more on this podcast's kind of wavelength, he is the lead character in Battlefield Earth.
Is he? Jesus, that's why he's not worked in a while then.
Possibly. I say possibly, absolutely. Without a doubt. And if you've not seen Battlefield Earth, listeners, I don't know, it's not even so bad it's good, it's just fucking dreadful on every level. So
yeah, it was one of those films like people said, "Oh, you'll like it. It's so bad it's good." That I watched it. I was like, "No, it's just quite
it's just
bad.
really bad."
Yeah,
but he's good in this, so that's what counts.
He is. He's fucking excellent in this. Actually, I've got to be. He's really good. I mean, I love the interaction between the father and daughter. It's really cool. Mm-hmm. And it's some very touching stuff in it as well. I have to say.
It's. Sorry, on you go.
Well, whilst you're being sort of hunting down by marauding alligators, who look quite big, I've got to be honest. Is it crocodiles that are bigger than alligators?
Yeah, I think generally speaking, crocodiles are the bigger members of whatever genus or family or whatever. God knows. Any zoologists out there, apologies for getting the animal kingdom wrong. But
get in touch with us. You can contact Mitch on 079 222 355552
27
and give him some bullshit. I mean facts, not bullshit. I'm not presuming you guys will feel bullshit. I'm sure you'll be able to give him some real facts about crocodile, alligators and stuff.
You really are lawsuit shy these days, aren't you? You just have to...
Oh, who cares? And it's how many of our 20 listeners are going to really report back?
Although, like, I did think they were bigger than the ones that Roger Moore ran across in Live and Let Die, when there was a whole row of them. When he was about to get eaten, I don't know. And he just skipped, like, blooming ballet dancer across the backs of conveniently lined up alligators.
Completely accurate. Completely accurate.
You could almost hear David Attenborough go, and the plucky British agent, whatever. I'm talking pish. But yes, they were quite big.
I mean, overall, did you like it? Is there anything you didn't like about it?
Honestly, I can't say... Well, two things. I've read a couple of reviews online, not by professionals, but on Letterboxd, which I frequent quite a lot.
As is the captain.
He does indeed. He's very reluctant to rate things, though. He just says he's watched them.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, and leaves you hanging. But anyway, that's between me and him. I'll speak to him about that one of these days.
That's a different argument.
Yeah, exactly.
That's excellent.
Someone saying that they had problems with character choices and not.
How do you mean character?
Well, I think rather than save myself, I will head towards danger. That I think because they didn't elaborate, but there was that and something like they thought there were plot holes, which I know is a phrase that's thrown around a lot these days. Personally, I thought that I know the world I'm in, in this movie. I know it's not real, and the purpose of this is to get the heroine into peril and have us worried about her for an hour, and then she gets out of it, like The Shallows, which I also think was a cracking example of this genre of entertainment.
Yeah, totally.
So I didn't have a problem with that at all. So I thought that was great. Also, so I didn't have a problem with that at all. It just did it. It's like, I'm going to sound exactly like I sound on The Meltdown when it becomes like I'm the more kind of film critic end and Stevie's the gut bucket. Like,
that's probably been quite nice.
But it lacks the social commentary and satire of Alligator and Piranha. Like, John Sayles, I thought, was an expert at giving you an entertaining movie with a whole kind of like an alligator. The alligator starts eating. Well, if you follow it, it eats its way up the sort of class system. So it starts off with like derelicts and ends up with like a garden party sort of thing. And Piranha's got the whole sort of capitalism, sort of Jaws stuff in it. But, and like Jaws itself, is Jaws like a sort of very, very well made version of something like this? But anyway, that's a digression. I'm perfectly happy with this being 85 minutes long and just banging us through, like, you know, movies for me, I want to feel something, and I felt scared and elated, and, you know, it absolutely, like, I was satisfied completely by the end of it.
Sweet, man. I think that mirrors me as well. I was like, I mean, there's times in this film I had my hands over my eyes, which is pretty unusual for me.
Yes, I know some of the things you've made me watch. So
apologies. And honestly, I was like, whoa! It just, as you say, absolutely rollicks through, blistering pace, and a perfect length for this kind of film. What we're talking about? It's less than an hour and a half.
I think it's 85. Even, you know, it's like barely. I mean, it scrapes over the feature. Is it 82 for a feature? 79? I can't remember. But the captain knows all that. Cammie's the.
I think it's in the 70s for a feature. 75 maybe. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved it. It was, you know, one of these days I'm hoping for one of these podcasts that someone's going to disagree. Obviously, it will be me at Cammie at some point. So say, I fucking love this film. Someone's going to say, it will be me. I hate this film. But it's not today, because I really enjoyed it. And I just, honestly, just going in there and just it was a real out of world kind of experience, you know. It was just nice to be in there, sit down and watch something just like fucking insane, and come out the other end having a rollicking good time.
Totally. I mean, there's been a lot of chat on film Twitter the last couple of days about movie length, because The Irishman, the new Scorsese epic, it's getting a limit. It's the limited cinema release, and then it's on Netflix 2 weeks later type thing. So it's eligible for Oscars, but no fucker's going to go to the cinema to see it. And that's coming in at 3.5 hours. So there's a lot of chat about Personally, I don't have a problem with a 3.5 hour film if it's something like Lawrence of Arabia, and it's justified, and it's actually, I mean, something like Lawrence of Arabia for me whizzes by because it's edited well, and I'm never bored. But with something like Crawl, it was so good to see it as 85 minutes, because there seems to be, now that we've got so many screens that they can have, they're not confined by running length to get showings on it in a day. Yeah. There's this sort of running length inflation that's happened, that it's value for money that you get 2 hours. I don't want to have a 2 hour movie where I feel the time dragging.
Totally.
You know, I'd rather leave in 85 minutes and think that was cracking. Enjoyed that completely. Not, oh, hang on, I only got, that cost me more a minute than X.
How come the guys next door are getting 2.5 hours?
Yeah, totally.
It's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It's quality, not quantity.
I mean, for me, I fear anything over. Certainly, an hour and 20 is absolutely a fearful prospect.
Well, a middle-aged bladder is a cross we'll have to bear.
Well, I always position myself right in the aisle, just in case. And I also have a wee bucket. And but yeah, you're totally right. It's like, it's why not just get the fucking thing out there, do it purpose, get the whole just get it rocked in the 90 minute. For me, and Cammie and I've said this many times in this podcast, a 90-minute film is almost perfection.
It's such a joy when you see a running time that's 90 minutes.
Yeah, totally.
Like even rom-coms. I mean, something like, I think when Harry Met Sally's like 90, 95 minutes. It's like, and yet we get 2 hour, 10 minutes stuff now. It's like, for fuck's sake, leave us wanting more. I'd rather leave thinking, I could, than, hang on, we've got about 20 minutes to go. If I'm immersed, if you've grabbed me in the first 10 minutes, which if you haven't got me by the 10 minutes, it's not going to happen. If you've grabbed me there and then you kind of do the bait and switch and like drag on to the end, it's like, it feels even worse. So, I think we've actually spent longer talking about the running length of this movie than the running length of the movie. So.
Well, as always do, we don't want to give away much about the movie.
Avoiding specifics.
Yes, I will probably say about this film is, I think, I'm a fan.
I am also a fan.
Excellent. And that's pretty much all we need to know.
We're not going to go into any more detail at all.
No, really, we try to keep it very, 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 because people might want to go see it at the cinema. So we'll just we don't give away any kind of guff about it. Just a general opinion. I think we've kind of done that. So I would say we're pretty much at the end.
I have two things that I didn't do any preparation for this other than maybe think of a couple. And I've miraculously remembered two of them before we've ended. One, slightly harking back to what you said about it doing 5 times its budget at the box office. It's funny how we've seemed to have reached a point where you either get a great little movie like this, or a 200 million blockbuster. There's nothing in between anymore.
That's very true. It's almost like it's a surprise that it's done.
And it's like horror, like the whole kind of Blumhouse, like their whole model seems to be very like low budget. Let's give actors the stars on the back end. Ethan Hawke's probably made more off The Purge than he's done off anything else. That kind of thing, which I think is good. And I love I love a good big blockbuster as well. But it's kind of, you wouldn't get a 30 million version of this anymore. 50 million, it has to be.
It wouldn't make any difference. Would it? Let's be honest.
I don't. You're right. Because I mean, I don't know about you. There was a lot of times I was like, hang on, this is clearly on a set with sort of green screen background and all that, but it was done really, really well, and it didn't. I never felt out of it. It was just. I think the level of craft was spot on, and also it would mean that they wouldn't have to use locations people, which, as we know, are the drain on the movie industry.
A sore point for the captain.
Yeah. Just kidding, Cammie. And I've talked so long about my first point, I've forgotten my second.
Was it about the size of your balls?
No.
Okay.
No, unusually, because as you well know, that's my go-to conversation. it's like is it Alejandro Aja?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Clearly likes this type of material and has clearly watched the same movies we have. Because I mean, I won't give anything away, but there's a few moments where you think things are going in one direction with, oh, the cavalry's arrived, or or there's an escape, and he subverts those by, it's that kind of, I know how this is. Oh no. And how are they going to?
Oh, it's a nightmare.
How are they going to get?
Oh,
now
it's a nightmare.
I thought it was going to get better. Now it's got worse. It's not ABC like predictable. Let's get to the end. There's plenty of ups and downs and highs through it, and I mean, I would love to get to see it before it leaves again.
It's one of those films where you suspect everyone might just die.
Yeah.
Which is like an interesting thing. Not to say they do, but
yes, when they died or didn't die, I was very happy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where this film could end with just absolutely everyone carking out. And I kind of like that. The situation is so unpredictable. But yeah, so we're going to sign off on this side mission. I'm going to be honest, on the Meltdown, it's going to be side mission heavy. We have this. We have Dragged Across Concrete, which we've already recorded. It 2 is just coming out awfully soon, I think, and some crap that Cammie maybe buy on Blu-ray.
Would that be the Banana Splits?
That's it.
Which I watched last night.
Okay, don't say anything.
I have no words.
I don't think I've ever witnessed them. Cammie was like, you must see this.
Did you not see it?
It's the Banana Splits. I was like, who the fuck are the Banana Splits?
Did you not grow up with the Banana Splits?
Well, I said to Rachel that Cammie's got maybe buy this film. so we could do a review of it.
You actually had to buy it on Blue.
Yeah, fucking right.
I rented it on Amazon. So I'm resenting the Sorry, I spent £4.49 on it.
Well, I spent a tenner.
Oh.
Fucking lucky you.
Well, at least you've got a coaster out of it.
I suppose, but she was like, "Oh, you don't remember the Banana Splits?" I was like, "No, I fucking don't remember the Banana Splits. Who the fuck are the Banana Splits?"
Well, imagine the Teletubbies went psycho. It's kind of like that sort of idea. I mean, sort of wacky kind of American.
Should I watch it tonight?
I think you're in the perfect mindset for it.
Okay. We can go for that then. Well, we're going to sign off from this side mission, and it's been a fucking pleasure speaking to you.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's
and to see
an honour.
You. Look at you. Look at you. You look lovely.
Oh. Is it? Hang on. Is it audio only to the public, or
it is? But don't get your.
I'll put my clothes back on then.
Don't get your cock out, okay? That's all I ask. It's a simple request. I know it's tough. What's your hand?
They're both there.
Brilliant. Keep them there.
Hands where I can see them.
Oh. Well, guys, if you want to get Cammie replaced with Duke, there's going to be a poll on Facebook. But it's been a fucking pleasure, Mitch.
Thank you.
And because we never actually really see each other in between meltdowns.
We don't, do we? Do we? No, we don't. Unless you're through from a Aurelian gig or something like that.
Yeah. November.
Oh God. I walked right into that one.
Certainly did.
Oh. Is the new guy still singing with them?
Yes, for the last 30 years.
Oh, he's not Fish though, is he?
I'm gonna fucking kick your balls from afar.
Ooh.
What's your postcode?
It's.
I'll just kick every pair of balls in that postcode.
Sorry, you're breaking up. I'm going through a tunnel here, I'm afraid.
Right. Fuck you, Mitch.
Fuck you too.
It was nice to start with. Okay, I'm going to say goodnight.
And good night from me. It has been enjoyable, but I'm looking forward to sticking a movie on and not having to talk to anybody. Because I've had a very, I do like socialising, but my batteries run down very quickly, and when they do, I become grumpy as fuck. And we've got about 5 minutes before I just tell everybody to go away.
Right.
So,
should we just cut the recording before you call me a cunt?
have I not called you a cunt yet?
Not yet, which is surprising.
Oh, that's probably the longest. See, I've been on good behaviour.
Yeah, Cammie usually gets it really quickly before we start recording.
Fair, I haven't been drinking for 16 hours like we do at the Meltdown. Oh, hang on, did you only watch Crawl today?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, wow. Quick
I
turnaround.
told you that.
Yes, you did. Okay, fair enough. Stop acting surprised.
This is genuinely like recording with Cammie. It's like it's got all the hallmarks.
I'm not even trying.
You did what?
I'm not even.
Where are you? Are you?
Is it any wonder Chris and I bonded immediately when our paths crossed?
It's becoming more and more apparent.
It's like, hi, do you want a pint? Yeah. Have you seen Vigilante? No. Do you want to? Yes. Right. That was pretty much kind of our getting to know you. And that was, oh God, too long ago to mention.
I'm sure you've gleaned no information from this whatsoever, but I just wanted to get out there, and I thought, what would be interesting to bring someone else in, do something weird, and it turns out not really. No.
Well,
but thanks
on
very much.
Note, thanks for having me. It's been fun, and if nobody else is available again in the future, I'd be happy to be your last resort. Cheers, John.
Excellent. All hail the key.